Welcome, everyone, to the Real Whovians cast, episode 951. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Philip. What's up, Philip?
How you doing, Joe?
What's up, Chris?
What's up, everybody?
Connor!
Hello.
What's up?
Hello.
So the man of the hour, Connor, is going to give us his hypothesis or ideas for Doctor Who.
Yep. So this is regarding John Sim and his return. I'll read out the whole piece, the whole beautiful piece of writing that I composed.
Okay.
So John Sim has been announced in a 100% orchestrated attempt to gain hype over the show by the BBC. It's initially thought that his involvement in the series is based only in the finale, alongside Missy and the Sidemen. However, we now know differently. He's been in Cardiff and within Royce Lock since around February time. This means that he must have some involvement in the Monk three-parter, specifically Toby Whithouse's The Lie of the Land, which alongside Matt Gatiss' The Empress of Mars, was the only episode to film in the month of February. So here is my theory on how he will return. We have seen in the trailer an intriguing pyramid. We assume through set reports and what is on the call sheets on location that the pyramid belongs to the monks. Furthermore, Peter Harness's episode is titled The Pyramid at the End of the World. Conclusion is a massive part of that storyline. Pyramids, by historical evidence, were places in ancient times where pharaohs and queens were laid to rest. It was their tomb. Theory: what if John Sim's master is viewed as a god in the eyes of the monks, and after the events of the end of time, he may have died and been laid to rest by them in the pyramid? In the second trailer released this week, it ended on a shocking note. The Doctor's hand was glowing, clearly admitting regeneration energy. Second theory: what if Sim's master needs it? Due to his fight with Rassilon, he's decrepit and weak. We've seen it with the master before. He doesn't look too dissimilar to one of the monks themselves. The trailer shows the Doctor being thrown across the room like a force push in Star Wars by someone seated on a throne. What if the throned guy is Sim's master? He damages the 12th Doctor that much by means of torturous abuse that he manages to steal some regeneration energy from him to revive himself back to full human-looking form. Think Rose and the Dalek in Dalek. Moffat said in the recent Doctor Who magazine that Peter Harness seemed involved in a very fantastical and dark way, but for his upcoming episode, he had to do some research. He had to find out scary ways to wipe out the human race. What if the Sim Master and the monks are looking to replace the human race as we know it with the Master race? This will fall in line with the end of time and the Master's desire to control everyone on planet Earth, right down to their mere thoughts and feelings. The monks are seen to travel through teleports to another dimension too. Perhaps they are travelling to the dimension Sim's master was stranded in after the battle with Rassilon. If Missy is to be Sim's successor in the master timeline, her line of the Doctor leaving her for dead would make sense, as it implies no one was with him or her at the time the regeneration happened. Perhaps also Missy has for all this time been trying to sustain the Sim Master's body in the hopes of keeping him alive to use for a future elaborate plan, and perhaps in doing so the Cybermen technology has assisted her. This would make sense why episode 6, Missy's first appearance in series 10, is called Extremis, meaning at the point of death. That's it. I got through that fucking mighty quick.
That's pretty. I like it, Connor.
Also, someone else pointed out, because I think there's a line in, is it Dark Water, where she says, where the Doctor asks her, how did she come back? How did she regenerate? And Missy says, you helped me. The regeneration energy is stolen by Sim's master to trigger the regeneration into Missy.
Isn't that a bit paradoxical, though?
Well, Doctor Who functions off paradoxes.
Not really. I mean, the Doctor gave Rivers energy to heal her hand, and he gave Davros energy to heal himself.
Yeah.
Although he didn't heal his legs, which that was weird, I think. Or we don't know that. Who knows?
Well, he did funnel it into the other Daleks, so it's not like he was really using it for himself.
So when you say your idea that Missy is keeping John Sim's master together, right?
Alive, yeah. Sustaining him.
how would that make sense if she becomes the
Him.
regeneration of him? Like,
Because she has this elaborate plan where she has a master plan, which is ironic because
wouldn't it alter her existence if she altered his existence?
well, this is another thing. I don't necessarily think that she's Sim's successor.
I never thought she was Sim's successor.
I think she's Delgado's.
No. I actually think that, and I say this every friggin' time, that John Sim regenerates into Toby Jones. So that way you could say that it wasn't just, he was really the master, not the Dream Lord, because the Dream Lord piloted the TARDIS, and how can he if he was a hologram or something? So
I think two things are going to happen. Missy is going to be revealed as a regeneration that is earlier than Sim.
I don't think so.
The plan of this series, I don't know if you've discussed this without me, because I have told you, we're going to see several masters.
Yeah, I know, but
including ones we haven't seen before. And there is a Delgado standing apparently on set for.
It's the guy that played the Curse of Fatal Death, right? Isn't he playing him?
Jonathan Price, isn't he a bit old?
We don't know.
I don't know, but so what about so in other words, the audio master is going to be in this too?
It could be.
And another master we've never seen, you said?
A few masters we've never seen apparently. I think David Suchet's character in episode 4 is a master.
Knock knock. Yeah.
So the original idea for season 8, where we heard that there was going to be the Doctor fighting different masters in different episodes, and he's the cause of the master regenerating every single time, that's being reused. Because remember we heard that the master was going to be Jack the Ripper, master was going to be this, master was going to be that, and it was like a speculation thing that we heard rumors that different masters from different times are going to be appearing throughout the whole entire series 8, and that fell through. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yeah, vaguely. I think that the reason why I think that Missy, because if you think about it, Missy had an obsession with the dead in Series 8, because 3W, which was her company, her business, was based around transforming the dead into Cybermen. And the Cybermen's purpose was to wipe out the human race and upgrade them to the next best thing. So she has all that technology. She's trying to keep Sim's master alive, and then he can become more powerful than he was before.
But what would she use as the Nethersphere? The Nethersphere could just pop out a new body for anybody.
Well,
Danny Pink, Clara.
Maybe that was the point.
I think the stupid thing is that the Nethersphere was never really explained.
Yeah.
Does Unit have the Nethersphere, or is the Nethersphere just gone mysteriously?
I think it's gone.
I think it's gone as
So
well.
Missy probably still has it, and she probably has a TARDIS somewhere.
I think she has a TARDIS, definitely.
And, I fully expect Clara to pop in with Danny Pink. I mean, they could just pop out of the Nethersphere. There wouldn't be. First of all, there was all these things that Moffat did, if you remember. All these people that went in there from into the Dalek, where are they? Where's the Clockwork guy? I mean, what's the purpose of them being in the Nethersphere if you're not going to use them?
Well, the way that episode was presented, I mean, I don't know if this was just me, but the way that was presented, it felt like that was around for a really long time. Yeah. So I was thinking that even people that died in Matt Smith's time probably went in there too. So they really do need to, I agree with Connor, they really need to explain, A, what the hell that thing does, like exactly, and B, where did it go?
Right.
Yeah.
Because that was the crux of her plan, and it's like, oh, well, don't worry about it. Well, that's kind of lame. Like, why not? Why shouldn't we know what happened to it?
Why can't we see the Clockwork Droid? Why is he in there?
Yeah, why did everybody go in there, it seemed like?
And we never seen them. We never seen them do anything special.
Yeah.
Could Clara Clara's mother be in there?
I think Clara's done with in terms of storyline
That's
wise.
stupid, though. That wouldn't make no. I mean, she should. First of all, how did Missy have everything that Clara saw? She saw on an iPad.
Oh yeah.
How could that be?
And you remember she said, "I chose you. I chose well."
Yeah, like there's got to be more to that. But anyway, I don't want to get away from your theory. I mean, your thing is. I mean, is this? Do you envision this to be the Church of Saxon?
Yeah, actually,
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
I do.
That would make sense because
I'm glad you
they've
brought-
been around for some reason for like hundreds of years. I don't know how or why. Maybe
Moffat
since
also
Roger
said that they're not called the monks. They're someone else.
Church
They're
of Saxon.
So I think it will be Church of Saxon. And in
I
episode,
gotta say, Connor, I think your theory is awesome, and I hope it's something close to that, or like because we can't say it's gonna be exactly like that, but I hope it's something close to that because that would play out really awesome for Capaldi's last season. I think that would be great.
Right. But the only thing I'm trying to figure out is though, if he went back to Gallifrey and fought Rassilon, and then the Doctor put them in a pocket universe, then how would his body end up in the past in a pyramid?
That was.
I don't necessarily believe Sim ended up on Gallifrey. I think
originally I thought he didn't, but then they said he did. I mean, even Michelle Gomez in her speech said that he did.
I think he got back to Gallifrey somehow, but I don't think he landed on Gallifrey.
Because I was saying, what if he was in Antarctica or some crazy shit?
I think he might have gone just to another dimension. Unless the truth monks, or the monks, whatever you want to call them, managed to get to the dimension that Gallifrey was in and have been on Gallifrey. They could.
We got to see Capaldi help out, though, too, in the Time War.
In fact, I would not put it past Moffat to make the monks relic Gallifreyans. Because I believe the Weeping Angels are relic Gallifreyans.
Well, that would be cool.
Is it possible that if he did go to Gallifrey or something, could he have stolen a TARDIS or something and gotten out of there, and that's why he wasn't there with the whole pocket dimension thing?
Yeah. How did Missy get out of there?
It's possible.
Yeah.
Because we know TARDISes can go into other dimensions, and it's difficult to do so, but it's not impossible.
They're not going to have the Doctor go back to Gallifrey, and he's going to be on the beach, and then he sees a statue of the Weeping Angels, and he's like, "You destroyed it all!"
That'd be great.
They took over everything. They won the Time Lord, the Weeping Angels.
But,
oh my god!
But it's stipulated. But this is post end of time, Master. So it's kind of weird how because he's dying at that point. That body of his is wrecked. And I'm trying to work out.
Wasn't there a comic that said that Roger Delgado, like when he left, like he was in some type of thing in space or went in a black hole and he was using up each regeneration to survive or something? Was that like a comic strip or is that not canon anymore?
Oh, hang on, I'm trying to think.
That was a strip that he kept using up each regeneration because he was getting this thing like in space, like a black hole or something. He kept regenerating until he had nothing left.
I don't remember that, but I don't know if actually I have it on hand. I'll wonder.
And that's why he was all decrepit and the deadly assassin, and because he just had no energy left. You know what I'm talking about, you guys, right?
I think I know what you're talking about.
Philip probably knows what I'm going to show right now.
Yeah, I've got it in my hand right here.
Yeah, let me find it.
That's pretty fast. They have it on hand. That's my crew. Look at that.
See that there?
Yeah.
Well, that's the new thing, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's Delgado's master.
Okay.
Generator.
I'm talking old school, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Old school.
Old strip. There was an old strip, right, in Doctor Magazine?
Like, for what? You're talking from like the 70s or 80s?
Something like he kept regenerating, and then that's why the Doctor fights him, after into, like, Deadly Assassin, when he's, like, all decrepit. Like, he just used up all those regeneration energy, and then that's what he...
So you're basically saying he burnt himself out?
Right.
I can vaguely remember it. I'll have to look at my past magazine, but there's tons of them, so I'm not going to go digging them out. But you could be on the right track there.
Somebody Google it or something eventually for tomorrow. We'll talk about it. I'm pretty sure. Look, I don't think I'm freaking. I remember vaguely. You remember too. There was some type of story like that in like a strip that they said it was canon because they really didn't have anything canon about the Masters between Deadly Assassin. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Can you remember what Doctor it was?
That's a good question.
I don't remember.
I think. I think it'll either be.
There would have to have been a Pertwee Doctor for that to follow through to the.
What could be Tom Baker's Doctor? Right?
Yeah, I was going to say it's probably either Pertwee or Baker.
There's been crazy stuff we've had. We've had doctors in the Marvel Universe. We had the 7th Doctor in Marvel Universe, the 8th Doctor in Marvel Universe, the 6th Doctor, I think. I think it was Tom Baker's Doctor was in the Marvel Universe. He was actually a werewolf at one point. Some weird storyline.
I remember that story. I remember that story. The werewolf.
Or Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm surprised that Marvel don't get sued because Doctor Doom's time machine is created by the Alpha and Time Lord race. But anyway, that his time machine is created by the Time Lords. Doctor Doom's time machine that they use today in Marvel Comics. That is the Doctor's technology. Like, they use it constantly. The Beast just used the Time Lord's time machine. That was Doctor Doom's to bring the X-Men out of the past into the present. Like,
it's a conspiracy. Doctor Doom is actually the master.
Craziness. So, do we think that the what kind of alluded to with the master plan thing? Do we think we're gonna have Sim further along the line after these Avengers, or is that going to be like a one sort of like shot go with Sim and that's it?
Well, I can't see Sim wanting to attach himself to Doctor Who because he's still an in vogue actor. He's still in demand by the BBC specifically.
Well, he's in a show in America called The Catch, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what I read. He's the main guy, isn't he? He's the main character or something.
Well, what if Capaldi is being erased not because his timeline's getting altered, but because the Master's timeline's getting altered because it affects him? Like, what if Missy is prevented because John Sim, just doesn't regenerate into Missy now? And he's like, oh! Like, he just feels it, like, because he's there, it's part of his timeline. I mean, or what if she's just so crazy that she just alters her whole timeline by making him around for longer than usual or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
And she's an anomaly, like River and the Doctor was in the oh my God, the Big Bang, whatever thing was.
I think we're going to find out this series that the Master is the Doctor's brother as well.
Oh no, they're not doing that.
That would be weird.
Here's the thing: the Master is. I said this in the cast before. I'm gonna say it again. The Doctor's kid is connected with the Master's kid, and their houses have joined that way. So, in other words, technically, Susan's grandfather is not just the Doctor, but the Master also. Because, like, her father, in other words, it's not it's before Susan. Like, in other words, if the Doctor had, besides having a granddaughter, I'm saying before that, if the Doctor had a son and the Master had a daughter, because the Master said, Missy said that he bought this, he gave this to my daughter as a gift, whatever. So if the Master's daughter and the Doctor's son had a kid and that was Susan, technically the Master would be the grandfather and the Doctor would be the grandfather. And that's why they have this house family thing where they try to one-up each other because, I'm smarter, the better grandfather for my, or whatever. It's like a thing. And then even in the Time Lord Society, it's like they're trying to one-up each other. Well, the Master's trying to one-up the Doctor or whatever, but they were also friends too,
We also have to remember that in the trailers, we're seeing Missy encased, imprisoned in something, in a clear, square prison.
So she was in the TARDIS. She stole it. The TARDIS thing wasn't the TARDIS thing going up and down or no?
No, not that one.
Cage.
The previous.
She's in a cage.
She's in a cage.
You know when she's walking, she's wearing that, as you said, multi-sexual.
Yeah, in other words, stuff to regenerate in because it was like a guy to wear that.
And she was walking around looking at something, and and her hair's a mess. She's in a cage. If you look really closely at the background, she's encased in something. I think that could be to do with Sim's master. Like the monks have her held captive.
She's a prisoner.
So Sim doesn't know that she's a future master?
Maybe not.
Maybe
not. Well, here's another thing. Yeah, Chris.
No, I was going to say, is it possible, as far-fetched as it might sound, is it possible that he knows, Sim, that she is a future incarnation of his, but he doesn't care. He wants to live himself, so maybe he's trying to maybe he's trying to prolong his life as he is, and that's what's changing the timeline.
Like he doesn't want to be a woman.
Not that he doesn't want to be a woman, but maybe it's like the David Tennant thing, where he's like, I like this form. I don't want to be different, or something. Maybe he can't regenerate because of what happened with Rassilon or something like that. And he, the only way to prolong his life is to have regeneration energy. So maybe he tries to take hers or something, and that's what's altering the timeline. Because maybe in doing so, it alters it so much that's why Capaldi's being erased or something like that. I mean, it's just I was just thinking about it, like maybe he's, because to me in the trailer it almost looked like Capaldi and Missy were working together for some reason, and the only thing I can think of is maybe they're trying to keep the timeline the way it is, and Sim is the one who's screwing it up.
Yeah.
Right. But here's another thing too. If Susan does appear in the season and the master does nothing, then they are connected. Like if the master's like, oh hi, hi Susan. Like in other words, be like the shocking thing and be like, what the hell? I mean, that could be a thing too.
I don't think Susan knows.
What's up, Connor?
I'm going to say I don't think Susan knows who the master is.
Well, Missy doesn't have the drums in her head. Missy no longer has the drums in her head either.
This is what that confuses me as well.
She does have the drums.
She doesn't have the drums.
She does. Apparently, she does have the drums, but she's just got it under control.
No, because that whole thing is now it's caught up to the Time Lords. It's done.
Sim's character, the drums were sending him crazy. That's why he was as manic as he was. But I think
she don't have it now. That's why she's clear. That's why even though she's crazy, she wants to be friends with the Doctor because all that shit's out of her head now. She's a little more focused. Because it caught up to that part and the end of time, so now it's done.
I'm sure it was said that she still has the drums.
She don't have the drums. She don't. Definitely don't. Completely. I'm 100% positive she doesn't. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
That's an interesting part. I didn't think about that actually.
Yeah, I never remember her mentioning it in any of her appearances. I was under the same impression. I thought that since his thing with the Time Lords was over, that Sim's master was the last or the only one that had that. And
the thing was that they sent it when he was a child, but it was only supposed to really manifest itself, I guess, when he was his master, no? Because Roger Delgado was like so
straight down the line of normal.
Nothing was distracting him, like he was crazy or nothing. So I mean, it was a thing where they got mad because Dad incarnate. Well, Professor Yana, they expected him to be the freaking savior, and he skipped out. So then when he became John Sim's master, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna punish that one. Like he's gonna, it's like that." In other words, it's in his time stream, but it will affect him the most because he's the one that's in the time when the 10th Doctor is that they can get there. So that's when it would be mostly focused on.
Now that you mentioned about the sound of drums in Yana's head, why was he hearing it in his head when his essence as a master was in that fob watch? It doesn't make any much sense.
What is it was so powerful that he did hear it anyway.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Like the drum, the never-ending drum beat, open my night, open, behold, whatever. Yeah. But
So are we all on? Do we all still think that Missy's going to regenerate in this series?
I think she will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see it happening.
Because when you say, Connor, about the one of the stories going to be bloody and everything, I reckon there's going to be an awful lot of damaged masters knocking around the place.
Well, I'm going to ask you a crazy thing. When they mean bloody, do they mean also the fact that his granddaughter dies or regenerates?
What, as in Susan?
Like regenerates, or maybe the doctor gives his regeneration energy to her?
Depends if she even appears. I don't think she even appears.
I mean, technically, she doesn't have any. Here's the thing that bothers me. Supposedly, they have to go through school to get the regenerations, right? But River has it from being in the time vortex thing, which I kind of think that somebody kind of manufactured that, where she would have regenerations. And also, she does know ancient Gallifreyan, which means that she studied on Gallifrey at some point, which means that maybe she got the regenerations there. So I'm kind of confused about that whole thing the Moffat won't reveal. But
well, maybe that's the process they go through to get regenerations. Like maybe it's because they're exposed to something that River was exposed to.
So Susan regenerate then?
If she was exposed to whatever it was, I guess. But I don't know. Who knows?
Susan is actually Time Lord stopped, so she does have regeneration, but she just lived her life in one single body.
But they never really revealed that, right? If she has Time Lord, then she has regeneration.
I reckon she would. Why take her away from Gallifrey if she wasn't of Time Lord stock? Because you had to have a certain amount of Gallifreyan, this and that.
And obviously the Doctor's wife, his brother, his uncle, whatever, like everybody's dead except for his granddaughter, right?
Yeah.
Because they go to flee Gallifrey. But that's the thing. You don't know if the Doctor's kid was a male or female.
Mm-hmm.
Because even if it was a female, they still have a daughter, it would be the granddaughter. That's what I'm saying. Like maybe the Doctor had a son, like with his wife, and the Master had a daughter. Because the Master did say, Missy said she had a daughter.
Yeah.
So that's what I think. I think the houses were joined that way, even though they were best friends, like their kids married each other or something. That's what I think.
Okay.
That would kind of make an interesting concept, like why maybe the Master stayed away for a little while until like the Doctor was like the third incarnation, Maybe. I don't know. But the Master did say he laid traps, and there was only one trap that was sprung, and that's the Lazarus experiment, Harold Saxon. So what was the other traps? Couldn't this be the Master of Harold Saxon, not the one that went back to Gallifrey? Like, in other words,
that's what I'm
he's got the TARDIS, he's got Lucy, maybe he has a little leave.
It's definitely the end of time one, apparently.
He's going to shoot beams from his arms?
No, but in the trailer, he's got the blonde hair. And he's wearing the hoodie, apparently. So
did the gate repair him back on Gallifrey where he can't do that anymore? Like he doesn't die?
Yeah, I think probably.
Okay, so they somehow cured him back on Gallifrey for the Time War. But whatever. Interesting.
Well, we'll soon know. We'll soon know what the real deal is. It's a good thing though. But I'm trying to work out why would they, if they're going to include the Delgado one, what's his part in it as well?
Yeah, I don't understand.
What if this, Connor? What if they were best friends until the Master killed the Doctor's brother?
That'd be a weird story.
And that's why he got. Like they were just not friends anymore. Like it was just a thing.
There's a big British story called Master, which explains how they came split apart as friends.
Okay.
Is it canon?
Yeah. Well, it depends how you look at Big Finish. Is it canon to you or not?
Well, what was the reason?
The reason was that the Doctor killed one of their Time Lord friends. And he forced the Master to take the blame for the Doctor's murder of one of their friends.
I thought that David Tennant said to John Sims' Master that you killed and I can't. Like your path went on to murder people and I just.
No, that's what it was. The Doctor made. Oh, that's it. The Doctor made a deal with death to say take the master and make him evil, so he can take the blame of killing the young Time Lord that they were friends with, and that's what happened. Basically, the master turned evil after that, but he would never give the Doctor for allowing him to take the blame of killing that Time Lord.
That's kind of depressing.
Yeah.
Which Doctor was in that audience?
It was the
William Hart.
no, the seventh Doctor is telling the story of what happened back when they were kids.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
I don't like that.
it's awful. It's
Yeah.
a bit,
I'll have to listen to that one. That sounds interesting.
yes, it's called Master, so you'll know about it.
Which
So-
Master is it? Beavers?
Yeah, Beavers. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Master is not necessarily, John Simm's Master is not necessarily in the 2-part finale. He could be throughout the season.
He's definitely in more than 2 episodes.
So that would, okay.
Missy is in 3, as far as I know. Extremis.
And you said another Master. is
And
gonna be-
there's a few more than just another Master.
so this whole season theme is the Master then?
Is the Master, yeah.
Not necessarily old Bill going on these emojis and all these different adventures. It's actually the Master.
The
Part of
plan
everything.
the plan of the series apparently is that the first 3 are light adventures. So the pilot, Smile, and Thin Ice, and then Knock Knock, Oxygen, and Knock Knock and Oxygen are like ramping up the pace a bit, getting it a bit darker.
Yeah.
And then Extremis, Pyramid at the End of the World, Lie of the Land. It is the Monk 3-part, which is probably part of the main arc of the series. And then you've got the Ice Empress of Mars and Eaters of Light, which will be again just standalone.
So Thin Ice is not to do with Ice Wars, the 3rd episode?
No, that's to do with the serpent under the.
Oh.
Thames, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we get the last 2 titles tomorrow out.
Apparently, yeah, they're doing. Do you remember for Series 9 they did that? We did a cast on it where they did like Moffat did paragraphs about the episodes. He sort of explained what goes on in the episode, and it had like a quote. It was for Radio Times. He's apparently going to do that again, and this time around they're going to do the last 2 episode titles, because when Doctor Who magazine released it last week, those two titles were missing because it was a big spoiler.
Well,
I think that one episode 11 has a weird title, but episode 12 is more conventional. I think episode 12 is going to be called The 3 Masters. I just have a feeling.
so the end of the finale, everybody's dead and the Doctor's the only survivor, and then he's depressed, and then he goes on the Christmas special with some weird hope, redemption, whatever thing.
Yeah, redemption and hope. Yeah.
So Bill is going to die, Nardo's going to die, everybody's going to die.
Yeah, I would say that Bill and Nardo are going to die.
Dead.
Missy's going to regenerate. And then
Are we going to see her regeneration, or is it going to be a mystery?
You might see a regeneration, to be honest, because I don't think you're going to necessarily see the Master for a few years after that.
But you won't see what she becomes.
They might just leave that off, and just leave her in mid.
That's what remember Scott was saying that with the Doctor. Maybe they'll do that with the Master. You know, see who it is.
I'm wondering, to be honest, what makes sense now is I'm wondering if we will get the new Doctor announcement before the Master storyline starts. So, Extremis time, episode 6, mid-series. We'll do the Doctor announcement.
There's 12 episodes, right?
Yeah, 12 episodes.
April. So June they'll announce the 13th Doctor.
May time.
They'll announce it before the season's over.
They would have to,
No. They've never done that though. They've done it like they've never done it where they interfered with the whole season. They've never done that. It's always been like one episode to go, and then before the episode airs, Christmas, there it is, or the 50th, like one before, two before. They've never done it where they just ruined the whole season and just made that the focus.
Well, Extremis is slated to air on the 20th of May. I think it'll be in between the previous one, which is 13th of May and 20th. So
is the 13th Doctor going to appear in that episode before? Like, and you don't know?
No, I don't think so.
The 13th Doctor is not going to appear in the Multi-Master storyline at all. And you have no idea.
I have evidence to back up why I think this. It's because Moffat actually did say in was it Doctor Magazine? He said that
or SFX.
Oh, it was SFX where he said the original plan was to announce that Peter Capaldi was leaving the week of episode 6 thereabouts.
Mm-hmm.
But plans got changed. Capaldi went on the radio and did it himself. So maybe
he wasn't supposed to do that.
Yeah, he wasn't necessarily supposed to do it. So maybe they will.
I'm gone, everybody. I'm gone. I know that.
They'll probably slate the next Doctor and put him there instead and get that.
For you, Moffat! This is for you!
Especially because it won't be long then that they start filming the Christmas special, the Regeneration, and then Series 11.
Yeah, but Connor, do you think they can hide the secret of the 13th Doctor right up until Christmas Day?
No.
As long as they do it after the finale, I'd be happy with it. Because then it's done, the season anyway.
They might leave it until the finale, to be honest.
After the finale, then they'll say, "Hi, the little special or something."
I think mid-series is a good bet, though, to be honest.
Okay, we got seconds away. Anybody want to say anything quick?
Not me.
No? Thank you, Connor, for all this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do another one. Take care. Bye for now.